Not everyone understands house music. It's a spiritual thing, a body thing, a soul thing, a soul thing.
Hi, thanks for joining me on the Everything and Anything at a Bit Gay podcast. Today I have a singer and songwriter and a performer that has been singing since she was 2 years old. Her name is True Istina. Welcome to my show.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about, so you started singing when you were 2 years old. Did your family, say you got a talent? Were you singing and, tell me your story, how people heard you singing for the first time at such a young age.
Okay, so my family, we were always singing. Always. I mean, from my baba to my nonna, which are my grandparents, to my mom, to my brother, we all sang. It was just something we always did together. Like, we would carol at Christmas, and we'd, go to, different shelters and stuff like that and sing for them. That was just something we always
awesome.
did. Yeah. It was something that was just, was normal in our family. And my mom was a music therapist, so, of course, I was always around music, and I loved it so much. And so when they found out I was actually singing in the corner of, our dining room, and I was singing Amazing Grace. I was just humming it to myself. And I was literally 2. And they're like, oh, wow, she can hold a melody. She can hold a tune. What? But yeah, even before I knew the lyrics.
Yeah, I listened to actually a couple of your songs over the past week and some of your videos. You have a really amazing voice. So, I mean, are you on Spotify? I went to your website and listened to everything and watched videos. Are you pushing all your music out now to Spotify and music, iTunes and everything? Are you pushing out everywhere?
Yes, they're on all platforms from YouTube to Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere.
Yeah, I watched you on YouTube as well. So you've got you've got a lot of stuff going on. So that's great.
Thank you.
So whenever you were younger and you're like, okay, yeah, I've got a voice and I can sing. And when you were growing up, let's say junior high and high school, were you like, oh, maybe I should do this as a career? What drove you to want to actually be an artist?
Well, I was always known as the singer, dancer, actor. That was my thing. I was always the triple threat. That's how people put me in the industry, because I started with acting. So I was always doing that stuff, and I was in a competition team for dance, and I was in things where you would sing and dance together. It was called Sensations. I've done everything across the board when it comes to music and all forms of art. So I always loved that so much. But the songwriting was a little bit different. That just kind of came to me. During COVID, I was in a really dark place. And, schools had been shut down. It was a very weird time for everybody. And I was just by myself so much that I needed something to help me understand what I was going through, because I just felt stuck. I'm there's no where we're going. I felt there was nothing to look forward to. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
And so during that time, I found songwriting. It was just something I started doing. I mean, I had written little songs when I was younger in front of my little gateway computer with a little microphone stuff. But this was the first time that I really wrote songs. I'm this is how I'm feeling. This is a full story of how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it. It was really in depth and honestly just telling me what I was feeling, because I couldn't explain it in words.
So was there something that happened to you, whether it was a love breakup or just life being crazy because COVID, we were all stuck indoors? What kind of influenced you during COVID and just that influenced some of your songs?
A couple of things, actually. My parents were going through a divorce.
Okay, that's big.
Yeah, that was hard. And I'm also the older sibling. So my younger brother, I was trying to keep him happy and stuff, because it was hard for us and stuff.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, my friend group had just literally broken up right before COVID. So it was a super weird time. And then I'd also gone to school for academics. So I had stopped doing acting, singing, dancing. I went to school for academics my freshman year. And I'm this is what I'm going to go for now. I'm you know what, the art's not really working out. Let me try this. So I was fully in my academics. So when this shut down, I'm oh no, what do I do? I'm I feel what am I supposed to just keep going? Do I just keep pushing even though it really kind of sucks now? I'm because I loved my school. I loved everything. But I think I started to feel more stifled, just knowing I'm yeah, you're going towards an academic path, but you don't really love it. You can do it, but it's not.
It wasn't in your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
And were your parents supportive of you because a lot of times when people want to, be an actor or a singer or songwriter, parents sometimes like, no, 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 go be a lawyer, go be a doctor, go be a teacher, do something. Have they been supportive for your career?
I've seen both sides with my family
Okay.
for sure.
That's
I'll say that. Because I know some of them is like more worried about me because this isn't more of a traditional career. And I understand
yeah.
that, rightfully so. But, there's some of them that are just like, if you love this, if this is truly what you want, if this is in your heart and you have a reason why you're sharing this music, then go for it. So I get a little bit of pushback on both sides,
Yeah.
but I've also learned that like everything comes from a good place.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing songwriting also? So, you look at Sia, for example, she has written all these amazing songs for people. And she, then she started singing. Have you thought, because, if you're writing your songs, they're really good. And so have you thought about possibly songwriting for other people and trying to get people to record them for you as well?
I have. There's some songs I'm like, I don't know if this is really fitting me where I'm at now.
Mhm.
So I'm like, maybe
Yeah.
this is one that like I could give away because I'm like, this artist would be amazing on it.
Not
Because
give
like
away.
sometimes, well, not give
Not,
away,
yeah.
have
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
perform it so it still gets out there.
Yeah.
But like I've thought about it, and especially because I used to do like commissions, so for like commercial, TV, movie, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
songwriting in that way was always kind of separate. But now I'm like, whatever happens with my songs, if someone likes it, I'm like, maybe, because I have so many, like so many. I write
Yeah.
like maybe I don't know 10 songs a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You should keep them
sometimes.
all
Oof.
though, because you never know, like 10 years from now, you may be like, oh, I'm going to go back and revisit that because maybe it's, something that is impacting you today or make it, you feel a certain way today. But in 10 years, you may be like, hey, that was a great song. Like, let's go back and revisit it. So,
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I know. We'll see what happens, I guess.
who do you kind of like look up to whenever you're, as you were growing up or now that you're your own artist? Who's kind of some of the idols of people that you were like, God, I love them. They've inspired me so much and their talent. And do you have somebody like that?
Oh yeah, my top two growing up were like pentatonics.
Mm-hmm.
I loved their voices. I loved how pure they were. Like it was just their voices. I'm
Yeah,
like, that's an incredible talent. Like that's
it's
something
so
I'm like,
crazy.
yes, if you can feel with just their
Yeah,
voices, like, oh my gosh, that's a dream. And then
yeah,
I also loved Carrie Underwood. She
yep.
has been my favorite for so long. I've been to her concerts. I have, I think, almost all of her albums. Like, I've always loved hers. And I'd watched her music videos way too many times, but I loved the way she brought you into the stories.
Would you ever think about doing like an American Idol or America's Got Talent? You may be past that already though, because I think you already got your career too far. But would you ever like do it? Because sometimes people that have had careers go on there and they blow up even more. Have you ever thought about doing that?
I have auditioned before for when I was younger, I did AGT, like really young. We actually, my mom and I, we used to sing together and we got like a fast pass to go to AGT in
Oh,
Chicago and we got to
wow.
audition for them. So that was pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we did that.
And would you try it again? Or I mean, again, I think you're probably too far in your career. I feel like you're above that already. But like I said, it's a way to promote.
With American Idol, I've done it a couple times during COVID. I
Yep.
got pretty far, but it just wasn't the right timing.
Yeah. And is that nerve wracking? Like, tell me what that experience is like to go. Was it who was your judges that were looking at you?
Well, everything was producer rounds. So I
Oh,
did
producer.
3
Okay.
producer rounds, and then it was like right before you go to the live judges. That's where I got up
Okay.
to.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, especially because it's online. It's so different than in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
It's,
I remember when
yeah,
they were doing those things during COVID online. And I'm just like, this isn't the same. Like, how can
yeah,
you really see? Because people's energy when they're going in to perform, it's about the energy, and it's hard. You kind of miss that on the online thing. So, I think if
yes,
you would have went in person, you probably would have got it. Is my opinion. So,
maybe.
um, is there a performer, another artist that you would love to like a dream like duet or collaboration with, or somebody that you would just it would like make your whole career just being able to perform with them, and it could be anyone, like
Mhm.
dead or alive.
Dead or alive. Oh, wow, that changes it. I don't know. They're like, oh no, that makes it hard now. Because yeah, like I knew the
All
ones
right, let's do a
alive.
live. Let's
Okay.
yeah, let's just do some of it live.
For live, definitely, like Pentatonics, Carrie Underwood, 100%. But for
Yeah,
songwriters, I'd love to work with like BB Rexa or Bruno Mars. They are
yeah,
incredible songwriters. And it
yeah,
would be a dream to just see their process, and because they're about the feeling of the music just as much as I am in mine. So I think
yeah.
that would be amazing.
Have you met anybody that you've kind of, as you've been in the industry, have you met anybody you're like, wow, I'm super impressed by them and I would love to do something with them in the future? Or are you still kind of just getting started with that where you're still meeting so many new people? I'm sure you're meeting new people. 'Cause you're in Los Angeles?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm sure you're meeting people all the time. Is there somebody that's like you're like, wow, they'd be awesome to work with?
Yeah, there's a few. I think that with me, I love working with international artists because I want to
Hmm.
like bring all music from different countries together, and that's honestly like my dream. So I love working with like there's some Latin artists I've met, there are some like artists from Europe, there's some Croatian artists, like there's some people like even I'm in the talks with because I just love like having people from other countries and different genres come
Yep.
together. Like that'd be amazing.
So you did some performing in Croatia and or tell me like some of the places that you performed because I've looked through your bio and you've done a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so I performed at House's Blues. I've done Vegas venue. I performed in Croatia. Yes. I performed at like some fairs. I've performed at showcases. I've done like kind of small to big to in between.
House of Blues is pretty major though because
Yeah.
I mean they're the one I am in Boston. The one in Boston they have like some major stars. How was it being in the house? I mean House of Blues is kind of iconic. Like how was it performing in the House of Blues?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was the San Diego version or venue.
Yeah,
And it was amazing. And just to see the names on the walls, I'm like, my name
yeah.
could be up there someday among all these
Yeah.
amazing singers and artists. I'm like, I can't believe it. I'm on the same stage.
Yeah. So, what do you? One of the things that I read in your biography that I think that really interested me and why I wanted to interview you is that you really want people to kind of be their own selves. Like you want people to feel validated and so. So, tell me, like, why? How did that happen? Like, is that just who you are as a person? How you just you care about people? You want people to be authentic and who they are. So, tell me about that.
Absolutely, but I think it's almost like an alter ego for me. I'm very to myself in my normal life. I'm very
Hmm.
like introverted. I don't like to not that I don't like talking to people, but I'm just not that person who like go up to someone. If they come up to me, like I'm super nice, but everyone thinks I'm like super like rude just because I'm just not that type of person who like will
Yeah.
come up to you. But
Yeah.
if like you start a conversation with me, I love talking to people, so that's not the problem.
Yeah.
But like that's my thing is that with songwriting, it was like it was to help me understand myself. It was to help me work through this. It honestly, I was I don't know if this is too much information, but I was about to be put on antidepressants at that time because I was really bad. I was already anxiety medication stuff.
Hmm.
So this really helped me get out of that place. And at the time, I loved listening to music, but it was just making it worse. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I need something for me. Like, I need to understand myself. I need something to give me hope again, even if it's like, something I just want, even if it's not happening yet. Like, I need that music because that's how I connect the most and that's how I grow. So I needed that. And that's why I created it. And then when I eventually people found out about it, that's when they're like, we should release it. I said, no, 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 no. No way. We are not releasing them. Like, this is too personal. No one knows
Yeah.
this stuff. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't. I'm like, this is too deep. I'm like, I don't tell people these things. But then I thought about how much it helped me. And I'm like, you know what? If it could get me out of that place, maybe it could do that for
Yeah.
someone else.
Who do you think your kind of demographic is who's following you? I feel like it could be kind of all over the place because you've got I feel like you would have a large range of fans. Like who's your kind of your target audience that you would want though?
For me personally, I kind of just want people. That's it. I'm like, I don't put like cuss words in my music. I don't put things that are like, inappropriate. I want kids to be able to listen to this music if they want to. Like, I want anybody who needs it to meet them where they are. Like, that's what I want with
Yeah.
this music.
You go for the gays though, because if you get the gays on your side, you'll make it big. You want to be the next Madonna or Kylie Minogue that you can or Cher or somebody. That's if you get the gays on your side, that could be you. So I'm just saying. Um, have you thought about, or maybe you already are think have this in planning, but have you thought about doing kind of like a tour, even a national tour? I know you want to be more international, but have you thought about going around just the US and doing different venues? I mean, you're really talented, and I think that if you can get your name out there more, I think you could really start filling up places.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely, I'm an independent artist, so it's definitely harder for me to get in. But I always think about the fact that, like, I would rather do it with my own merit than be handed
Mhm.
anything. Like, I want people to love me because they love my music, they love my message, like, they want to be part of the community, than just have people be like, oh, she's famous, I'm going to join the bandwagon, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather have people who are like truly passionate about like how I'm feeling with the music and the messages. Like, that's really important to me. I'm like, I'm trying to build this community, not just for me, but for everyone to find other people who are just like them.
Tell me like what you have coming up. What songs, like what's in your heart now that's making you write these latest your new songs that you're writing for, and what do you have coming up in the future? Do you have a new album coming out? And I want to talk about your videos next, so that will be the next question. Just
Well, very soon, actually in August, I have an album called The Real coming out,
okay.
as well as I have a new song called Child Eyes, which we're probably going to be releasing this month for, Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's called Child's Eyes, and it's about really looking through a child's eyes again, like remembering like what was so beautiful about the world before we had our phones, before we had
Yeah.
like, everyone's like, oh, what do they think of me? Like, am I doing something wrong? Like, I need to keep my posture this way. Like, before we started overthinking, we just enjoyed the beauty of the world. So it's really about going back to that moments and remembering what it feels like to just be happy and just
Yeah.
enjoy the little moments. So that's coming next, as well as I have some new singles coming out very soon and a short film that'll be coming out for my song The Word
Oh.
Is.
Tell me about that. How was that making it?
Yes, it was amazing because I was an actress, like I'm a trained actress. So going back to my roots, I loved it every minute because I think it also tells the story of the music video which you released. So
Yeah.
excited about that. I loved every minute.
Yeah, your music videos, I'll say, kind of talking about the videos, they're little stories. So they're
Yes.
and are you kind of like putting that whole idea together before you do the shoot?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, me and my creative director, Keyshawn Blackstone, we work together and we build these stories from start to finish. When we hear the music, we're like, we feel like what it's going to be like. We already know. We're like, this color, this is what we want with it. We want dances with this. We want, the acts here. We want this to feel authentic. We want to do this scene where it's like darker, so you feel more of the internal battle. Like, we know what we want when we listen to the song because we feel it just as much as when we're creating it.
Yeah. And have you thought about doing also going back and doing some acting as you're pursuing your music career? Because I
I
mean,
have.
you are. I mean, when you're doing some acting in your music videos, and you seem good at it. So, like, would you want to do both, or yeah? What's your thoughts on that?
I would love to. Acting was definitely something like I started acting when I was around, I think, 9 or 10 years old. So it's been almost 10 years now, just crazy. But that's how I started is I loved acting. I loved playing different characters and roles and people who were a part of me, but not fully me. So it was exploring different parts of myself as well. So I always loved acting and I would love to do like movies or TV or anything like that because that was always the goal back then and still to this day. Like I love it. I really do.
So let me give you a scenario. If you were offered like a TV series, let's say a Ryan Murphy TV series, because Ryan Murphy makes all these amazing series. Let's say Ryan Murphy came to you and wanted you to do a TV series. Would you put your music career on hold, or would you still try to keep that up too?
Ooh. I keep it going.
Yeah,
Even
I
if it
think you
was just
should.
like building stuff. So like when the show's over, I'm like, here you go. Here's everything. Like I'm just that type of
Yeah.
person. I do stuff in between. I'm always doing music, no matter if I'm working on the short film, working on a music video, working on just the creative style, like anything like that. I'm always working on the music.
Yeah, good. I think you should definitely stick with it. But again, I think that your acting abilities seem pretty good from what I've seen, and a lot of people do both. I mean, Just think about Lady Gaga, how she started off with singing and now she's like doing all these amazing acting roles and stuff. So, I mean, that's what you need. You need to get a movie that's like that Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga movie that they did
Stars
where
Born.
yes, it was such a
Yes.
good movie. If you can get something like that, who have you not met that you would like to meet?
Oh, that I would like to meet.
Yeah.
Just anybody?
I mean, yeah, anyone. Yeah. Actor, singer, performer, songwriter, anyone.
Oh, that's a hard question. I think, okay, I'm gonna go back. I think Julie Andrews.
Oh,
I love
you are
her.
going way
Oh
back.
yeah. I was a Mary Poppins like #1 fan for so long, and it's still my all-time favorite movie. And then Sound of Music is like a close second. But like I just always loved her music and everything, and even The Princess Diaries. Like I've probably watched everything she's been in, honestly.
Yeah. Um, who are you following on Instagram? So, are you following the Britney Spears and Beyonce and Lady Gaga? Are you following those type of people? And if you are, I have questions about some of them for you.
I follow the ones that are touring right now. Like I am following Beyonce. Like I
Okay.
follow more of those artists. Like I like seeing like what they do with their tours, versus like the differences. Like I follow like Katy Perry, stuff like that. I just really like seeing the different tours and how they interact
Yeah.
with their audiences.
Are you going to a lot of concerts to also kind of just see what's happening? Because people get so inspired by other artists. Some artists think, "Oh, you're copying me," but I think it's more of inspiration a lot of times.
Yeah, I think that I love watching like documentaries. So also seeing how it came to be, that's definitely my favorite. As well
Yeah.
as I got to see Mariah Carey, her Christmas concert at the Hollywood Bowl last year. And
Wow. How was that?
that was amazing. It was such a dream. We were on the Jennifer Hudson show and they gifted us tickets. So it was amazing.
Wow. I mean, Jennifer
Yeah.
Hudson she's such an amazing voice too. She's
Uh,
so talented. She started on
Incredible.
didn't she start on American Idol, I think?
Yeah.
And so did Carrie Underwood, right?
Mhm. There might be a little pattern.
Yeah, I didn't even like put that together that until like right now. Like I'm telling you, you should do American Idol. And there's maybe that's the reason. Um, so what do you have coming up from doing performances? Like if somebody wanted to find out like where you're going, can they go to your website and find more
Yes.
out? Okay.
Yes, everything's on my website as well as I usually post it on Instagram or TikTok and everywhere there.
Cool. Just before I'll put this in the description of the podcast, but True's website is True Istina, and I'll just spell it for you in case TrueIstina.com. Check out her website. She has a lot of her videos. You can download her songs there. You can kind of see all about who she is, and she's got a lot going on. So check it out. And again, I'm gonna follow you on Spotify, just so I know when new things are coming out as well. So
Thank
you've got
you.
a and everybody else should follow you on Spotify too in my audience. So I think that you are a really big talent, and I'm excited to see what you have in the future. You know what you have coming out. So
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited for everything. The next music video that's coming out, we actually filmed in Croatia. So it's for,
so tell me about Croatia. That's like on my
yeah.
to-do list. That's like on my bucket list.
Yeah, so my family's from Croatia. My baba and nona are immigrants. So they were
Okay.
born there, raised there, and then they moved to Italy before finally coming to America. And so I've always loved it. It's, of course, always been part of my family and everything. Like, my favorite word ever in Croatian is sladoled, which is ice cream.
Okay.
Like, I just have always loved the culture, and it's always been something we've incorporated into every holiday and every single time we get together. So I love being there. I spent actually the last couple summers there, and I spent the full summer last year. And I just, helped my baba and nono out, like just even around the house. We have a beautiful garden. We have a kuhinja. We have like the little cooking outside area. And then we have the house, of course, and the water. And it's literally an island that has no cars. It's 5 by 5
Oh,
miles, which is crazy. Yeah. You're like off
but
the grid.
the water is so beautiful there, right? Because
Yes.
I have a friend that went there several summers ago, and she got on a sailboat, and she was on the sailboat, kind of going around Croatia, and I think
Yes.
ended up going to Greece and stuff, like doing this whole trip. And she said it was like it was so beautiful. It was like the trip of a lifetime. So is that
Yes.
when you're there, you just like are you like I can't even believe how beautiful this is?
Oh, absolutely. Coming back, I'm just like, oh, I'm back in reality. You just feel
Yeah.
the difference because there you have the clean air, the water.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
The
You see
opposite of
nature.
LA.
Literally the opposite, complete opposite. But I
Yeah.
love it so much. And we filmed 7 music videos there. And this is the first one we're
Wow.
releasing. Yeah. So New Life, my single from the last album, we're going to release because we filmed it in Croatia. And I'm so excited for it.
So does your crew that's doing the filming and everything for you, they're flying into Croatia, or are you hiring a local crew? Like, how does that work?
Well, I work with my creative director, like directly, and we built this together. So the whole storyline, everything we did in Croatia together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so is your creative director coming over and staying in Croatia while you're there a lot of times?
Yes. So he came over and we had such a great time. It was a vacation, but also we got to film. I think if you saw my music video Fantasy, we filmed that in an actual thunderstorm. Like really
Okay.
a real thunderstorm, no CGI, no green screen, nothing. Like everything is real. And then this new music video we filmed at sunrise, sunset, like it was beautiful, but everything's real. Everything was done on the island. All of the resources we have are just natural lighting. Like, yeah, it's all real and it was beautiful.
So is it fun making videos, or do you prefer being in the studio singing?
I love both. I think they
Yeah.
go hand in hand for sure.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm making the song, I'm like, I'm feeling the emotions. And then when I'm making the video, I'm like, now I'm going to express those feelings and emotions.
Yeah. Want to tell me anything about dating or personal life? Like if somebody asks in a comment on the podcast or sends me a DM, are you on the market? Are you taken? What's the deal?
I'm open, but I'm really focused on my career, honestly.
Okay. But if the right person came along, you
Yeah,
may.
that's how I look at it. Yes. If the right
Okay.
person.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. So anybody that's listening, send me a DM. Maybe I could be a matchmaker. And I tell all my guests that when I'm a matchmaker, the only thing I ask is I get to make a speech at your wedding if I find the person you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life.
I'm good with that.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, it was so great talking to you. So again, go to trueistina.com. Check out True's website. She has everything there. Follow her on Spotify. Follow her on Apple Music. Follow her on Pandora. Follow her everywhere. She's really, really talented. And my prediction is that you are going to blow up very, very soon. So I think you're going to be
Thank
big.
you.
You have tremendous talent. You have a great voice. And I'm so happy that I got to talk with you today. So thank you so much. Anything you want to tell people about you? What's your Instagram? Tell them your Instagram also so they can follow you on Instagram.
Yes. So my Instagram is trueistina.official. And I release new music, release new clips, everything coming up. So that's basically where I kind of just share what's going on with me. And yeah, I'm building a community. That's really what I want to do. So go join.
Awesome. And I'll put True's Instagram also in the description of the podcast, and I'll put your YouTube link in there as well so they can go check it all out for you. So I appreciate you being on. You're amazing, and I wish you luck, and I can't wait to make a speech at your wedding in a few years.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was so great having you.
Not everyone understands house music. It's a spiritual thing, a body thing, a soul thing. A soul thing. Not everyone understands house music.